This is video for the 5.11 exercise in the end of chapter 5 in the Albright VBA text. Number 11 says, open a new workbook. Name it random number.xlsm. I've opened a new workbook. I've named it random number.xlsm. And there's only one sheet. This says write a sub that enters a random number in cell A1. Try this two ways. First, use Excel's rand function with the worksheet function to set the value property of the cell. Does this work? It should not. So let's try that. First, we'll create a sub. Let's call this random number for the lack of a better name. I'm going to hit enter a couple of times, give me a little space. And let's go ahead and try to set this to the worksheet function. So I'm going to go sheet 1 dot range A1 value is equal to. I'm going to do worksheet function, which enables the worksheet function, and then a period. And then I'm going to try to do the rand function, which is the function you use in Excel when you're trying to calculate a random number. So if I come into an Excel and type in rand, and then put my two parentheses, it will give me a random number. That's the common notation. That is the function built into Excel. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use that function inside of a VBA code using the worksheet function operator. And let's see if this works. So I'm going to click inside this sub and click F5. And it says object doesn't support this property or method. And sure enough, it says it don't work, which it said it wouldn't, and it doesn't. Now we're going to try to set the value property using VBA's rand function. And this should work. And the idea is if VBA has a function that does something, you have to use it. You can't borrow Excel's function. So let's reset this. I'm going to comment this line out. And we're still going to go to sheet 1, which is the code name for the sheet. We're going to do A1. We're going to change the value. But instead of worksheet function, we're going to use VBA's rand function. So let's type in rand, open and close parentheses, and let's see if that works. So I'm going to go inside the sub with my cursor. I'm going to click F5, and sure enough, it just put the value into cell A1. Now, it wasn't the formula or this function, it was the actual value. Notice our C1 cell still has the rand Excel version of the random number generator. We could run this again and it would get a new value, right? Because it's a random number. There you go. So now it's 0.533. I'll click in the sub again, click F5. On the keyboard, 0.579. That's another random number. So the moral of this story, I guess, is that you cannot use the worksheet function for any function that exists in VBA. And what are these functions? These functions are Excel functions that cannot be used in VBA. They include logarithm, square root, random number, these cannot be used in VBA code because there's a separate VBA function to perform these operations. And that's it.